Hello, students. How are you doing? I hope you are doing good and great at the same time. Myself, Miss Nidhi Burana, and today we will be covering 2.1 of Standard 8th, that is Vocation, written by none other than the famous Indian poet Rabindranath Tagore. We will be doing line by line analysis of this poem. Also, you will be able to get the meanings of each difficult words in the poem. I have also posted the last video, that is 2.2 Nature Created Man and Women Equals. I hope you have watched the video. If you have not yet watched it, after this one, make sure that you go and watch that. Also, soon I'm going to upload the appreciation of 2.1 Vocation poem. So, do hit the subscribe button. So, whenever the appreciation is up, you will get the notification for the same. So, without wasting any further time, let's move ahead. Before we head further with the poem analysis, let's know more about the poem and the poet. क्योंकि पोएम को समझने के लिए उसके पोएट के बारे में भी पता होना बहुत ज़रूरी है, right? So name of the poem is Vocation, which you already know, and the name of the poet is Rabindranath Tagore. I hope you don't make mistake in the appreciation while writing the spelling of Rabindranath Tagore. सो ये पोएम और पोएट के बारे में बताने के लिए यू नीड टू नो दैट द poet Rabindranath Tagore, he was born at Kolkata and he even died in Kolkata in the year 1941. Women's Face, Dancing Women are some of his artworks, and he was a very great poet. He has written many poems, and he have even translated his poems. Actually, have been translated in many other languages as well. Now, talking about this vocation poem. In this poem, actually, the poet himself is speaking about his childhood day. कि कैसे वो childhood में attracted थे towards the liberty that he enjoyed. Just like some of the characters in this poem, वो उनकी तरह liberty life जीना चाहते थे, where there was, no pressure, and he was always free to do whatever he likes. So he wanted to be free from routine and schedule that was forced upon him as a child. जैसे आप भी बच्चे होंगे, आपको भी बोला जाता होगा ना, चलो पढ़ने बैठो, ये करो वो करो. So that is what the poet is trying to share from his childhood day, that he wants a life which is free from routine and the schedule which has been forced upon him. Okay, so here, as a child, the speaker is speaking as if he is a child, and he is sharing that what all thoughts were of him. Okay, so he is comparing his life to various other characters which you will be seeing in the poem, and वो चाहते हैं कि काश वो उनकी तरह होते, so that उनकी life भी उन लोगों की तरह बहुत अच्छी होती. So let's know that what exactly the characters are there in the poem which the poet wishes to be, unaware about what is the harshness that is connected to the daily life, and he just gets attracted towards various things in life. ठीक है, आगे बढ़ते हैं. अगर अभी भी आपने सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है तो डू सब्सक्राइब टू माय चैनल राइट अवे. मूविंग अहेड, एज आई ऑलवेज से कि पोएम को पढ़ने एनालिसिस करने से पहले इट्स ऑलवेज बेटर दैट यू रीड द पोएम once or twice, so that if any question comes in the exam from the poem, you will be able to answer it correctly. So let's recite the poem quickly so that we can head further with the analysis part. When the gong sounds 10 in the morning and I walk to school by our lane, every day I meet the hawker crying, "Bangles, crystal bangles." There is nothing to hurry him on. There is no road he must take, no place he must go to, no time when he must come home. I wish I were a hawker, spending my day in the road, crying, "Bangles, crystal bangles." When at 4 in the afternoon I come back from the school, I can see through the gate that house the gardener digging the ground. He does what he likes with his spade. He soils his clothes with dust. Nobody takes him to task if he gets baked in the sun or gets wet. I wish I were a gardener digging away at the garden with nobody to stop me from digging. Just as it gets dark in the evening and my mother sends me to bed, I can see through my open window the watchman walking up and down. The lane is dark and lonely, and the street lamp stands like a giant with one red eye in its head. The watchman swings his lantern and walks with a shadow at his side, and never once goes to bed in his life. I wish I were a watchman, walking the street all night, chasing the shadows with my lantern. सो यहाँ पे पोएट ने अलग अलग कैरेक्टर्स की बात की है, उसको डिटेल में हम लाइन बाय लाइन एनालिसिस में देखेंगे. द फर्स्ट लाइन ऑफ द पोएम वॉज when the gong sounds 10 in the morning and I walk to school by our lane. Okay, so यहाँ पे बात चल रही है gong. You know what gong is, students? Gong is this kind of metal thing जहाँ पे एक metal kind of object रहता है which is banged to produce the song. Okay, आपने movies में या WWE में ये देखा होगा, it is used as a bell. Okay, so whenever this bell rings at 10 in the morning, the poet is saying that as a child he used to leave for the school. So he used to walk down for the school, and while walking, what happens? Let's see. While walking, the poet says that every day I meet the hawker crying, bangles, crystal bangles. वो जब भी जाते थे उस रास्ते से, he used to see a hawker. Who is hawker, students? Hawker is a person who travels and shouts to sell his goods. कि ले लो bangles ले लो. So he used to cry bangles, crystal bangles. Now what is crystal bangles, students? ये जो कांच की बैंगल्स होती है ना, उसे हम क्रिस्टल बैंगल्स बोलते हैं. इट लुक्स क्लियर एंड ट्रांसपेरेंट. ओके, सो दीज आर द क्रिस्टल बैंगल्स. ओके, मूविंग अहेड. देर इज नथिंग टू हरी हिम ऑन. अब पोएट जो एक चाइल्ड है उसे लगता है दैट अच्छा है ना, ये जो हॉकर है, जो वेंडर है, जो चीज़ें बेच रहे, इनको तो कोई जल्दी है ही नहीं. वो हर दिन यहाँ पे रोड पे घूमते रहते हैं. नो प्लेस ही मस्ट गो टू, कोई ऐसे फिक्स प्लेस नहीं है. नो टाइम ही मस्ट कम होम, कोई फिक्स टाइम नहीं है घर आने का. बट पोएट एज अ चाइल्ड, ही हैज़ अ फिक्स टाइम टू गो टू स्कूल, ही हैज़ अ फिक्स टाइम टू कम बैक होम. ममा इज ऑलवेज ऑन बिहाइंड हिम टू से दैट चलो स्कूल जाओ, चलो स्कूल से घर आओ. ओके, सो वो काफ़ी जेलस है यहाँ पे हॉकर से कि हॉकर को कितना अच्छा है. He doesn't have to go anywhere. He doesn't have to be fixed on his time. Understood? So let's move ahead. I wish I were a hawker spending my day in the road crying bangles, crystal bangles. Ab, poet as a child, what he is thinking, he is feeling that kash मैं भी एक hawker होता. I would have spent my whole day on the road. Crying means over here shouting. यहाँ पे crying का मतलब क्या होता है? Shouting. He would have shouted. क्या करना है ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा? एक वेंडर को सिर्फ चिल्लाना ही तो होता है, ऐसा पोएट को लग रहा था. बिकॉज ही वॉज जस्ट अ चाइल्ड, ही डजंट नो कि एक काम के पीछे कितना हार्डशिप जाता है. जैसे आपको नहीं पता ना, आपको तो सिर्फ डिमांड्स करनी होती है. स्टूडेंट्स लाइक योर पेरेंट्स से डैड मुझे मोबाइल चाहिए, डैड मुझे ये चाहिए, बट यू डोंट नो दैट व्हाट आर द हार्डशिप्स दैट आर रिक्वायर्ड बिहाइंड fulfilling one of your demand. So similarly, child is very innocent over here. He innocently says that काश मैं भी एक हॉकर होता, मुझे दिन भर कुछ नहीं करना होता, सिर्फ चिल्लाना होता bangles, crystal bangles. Understood? I hope this is clear to you. Moving ahead, students. Yeah. Next, when at 4 in the afternoon I come back from the school. Now poet comes back from the school at 4 o'clock. और वो स्कूल कब जाते हैं? 10 o'clock. So at 4 when he comes back from the school, ना students, what did he see on his way? उसने क्या देखा? I can see through the gate that house, the gardener digging the ground. What did he see? That there was one gardener जो garden को dig कर रहे थे. He was digging the garden. Okay. Then what happens further? He does what he likes with his spade. He does what he likes with his spade. Spade क्या होता है? आपको दिख रहा है students in the image? The gardener is holding something in his hand. Yeah, that is what the spade is. He soils his clothes with dust. अब गार्डनर है, उनके कपड़े तो मिट्टी में बिगड़ने ही वाले हैं. ऑब्वियस सी बात है, राइट? सो he soils his clothes. Soils means बिगाड़ देना अपने कपड़े को मिट्टी से. Nobody takes him to task. मतलब कोई उसे डांटता भी नहीं है कि अरे कैसे तुमने अपने कपड़े बिगाड़ दिए. आप कपड़े गंदे करके जाओ तो आपको पक्का मम्मा डांटने वाली है. But the poet over here is saying that nobody is going to shout at him because he has spoiled his clothes. If he gets baked in the sun or gets wet. Baked in the sun means due to excessive sunlight, even इतनी गर्मी में वो बाहर जाए या इतनी बारिश में वो बाहर जाए, still nobody is going to shout him up. Nobody is going to punish him up. Okay, so child over here was attracted by his freedom to be in dust, to do the things that whatever his his choice of tools he can use. He thought that gardener had the freedom to dirty his clothes also. वो जब चाहे अपने कपड़े बिगाड़े, जब चाहे उससे खेले, बहुत देर तक वो धूप में घूम सकते हैं, बारिश में भीग सकते हैं, and still nobody is going to punish him for all of this. Whereas अगर पोएट ने ऐसा किया होता तो everybody would have punished him for that, right? So the next lines are, I wish I were a gardener digging away at the garden with nobody to stop me from digging. Now the poet is completely unaware of the hardships that a worker or the gardener is doing. He is attracted to be a gardener so that he can do things of his own choice और कोई उसे ना रोके. So that's the reason he wishes to become a gardener. First stanza mein the poet wanted to become what, students? Yes, the poet wanted to become a hawker, and now he wishes that he becomes a gardener so he can have his own choice of things, right? Moving ahead, just as it gets dark in the evening and my mother sends me to bed. Now it is dark in the evening. अब evening का scene आ गया है students, where the mother is asking the child to go to sleep कि बहुत late हो गया, चलो अब सोने जाओ. Okay, let's see what happens further. Now I can see through my open window the watchman walking up and down. अब खुली window से सोते वक्त what did the child see? At night when his mother would send him to sleep in his room, there was an open window, and from there the child noticed a watchman was walking here and there from one side to the other in the dark lonely street. Street कैसी थी? एकदम dark और lonely थी, जैसे कि आगे की lines में लिखा है. Okay, and there was just one street, one lamp stands like a giant with one red eye in its head. Okay, there was a street lamp. आप सबने street lamp तो देखा ही होगा. So a lamp, street lamp was there which was looking like a giant with one red eye. Okay, तो यहाँ पे ऐसे predict किया जा रहा है as of that street lamp in a lonely street it was looking like a monster. Okay, so the watchman swings his lantern and walks with his shadow. ये lantern दिख रहा है उसके हाथ में? Yes, he also had a lamp in his hand which was looking like a एक swing होते वो जैसे चलता जा रहा है वो lantern भी हिल रहा था, right? And never once goes to bed in his life. Now what did he feel that the child felt that watchman को कभी सोना ही नहीं पड़ता क्योंकि वो जब भी देखता है रात को watchman तो यहाँ वहाँ walk करते रहते हैं. So the poet wishes that even if he were a watchman, he would be able to walk the street all night and also chase the shadows with my lantern. Okay, the child was so attracted to his moves that he wished to be a watchman because he could have walked all the night in the streets running after his shadows with a lantern in his hand. उसके हाथ में lantern होता और वो आराम से यहाँ वहाँ यहाँ मजे से घूमते. तो समझ में आया आपको ये poem? It was really a very good poem. He have talked about 3 different characters in the poem, and he was very attracted to all of them. And how as a child he is unaware of the harshness which is connected to our daily life, and he is attracted to various things in life. So that was the moral of the story, that things are not like you always see. Okay, there are a lot of hardships behind them. Moving ahead, these are some of the meanings which I had already told you all in the chapter while explanation. You can still go through it. It will be very helpful for you. You can also take the screenshot of the same for the further reference. Thank you so much, students, for your patience. This is the writer of the poem, that is Mr. Rabindranath Tagore. Yes, Sir Rabindranath Tagore actually. So Sir Rabindranath Tagore is the writer of the poem. So whenever in the appreciation it has been asked name of the poem and the poet, so you will write the name of the poem as Vocation and the name of the poet is Rabindranath Tagore. If you have still not subscribed, do subscribe it right away, and also if you like the video, click the like button and share it with your friends. Thank you for watching the video. If you have any doubt, please post it in the comment section below. I usually reply to all the comments, so I'll do my best and your support is appreciated. Thank you once again.